Hello, everybody. Phenomenal, sir, coming at you. And it's Wednesday. It's not just any Wednesday, it's the second Wednesday. And you know what that means? It means it's time to play some Rings of Power. Double Temple points are on for the evening. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do in terms of runs. All I know is that I'm about to play the greatest open world RPG ever made for the Sega Genesis. And you're all here with me. You're stuck here. You can't leave. Thank you for all of that. Appreciate it, Calrea. Welcome in, Meta. We're gonna do a run tonight. The last couple times I played, I've done pretty vanilla runs, and I say I don't know what run I'm gonna do, but I'm thinking I might do a Dark in the Light challenge run. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's exactly like normal Rings of Power, except I only have 3 party members at the end. Because you're only actually required to have the Necromancer and the Conjurer to complete the game. Obviously, it makes the game a little more difficult. Nothing we can't handle. Also makes the game a lot faster. I think my best time, which was like between 2 and 2.5 hours, something like that, was a Dark in the Light challenge. Oh, I see all sorts of things are happening. My opacity is turned up though, so I don't know exactly what's going on. Looks like health might have done a great thing. Give me a second. I read something, I think I mentioned this before, but I read something somewhere where somebody was positing the theory that leaving the help up reduces the encounter rate for the game. But I don't know if that's the case. Howdy. How was the rest of your snack stream last night, Health? Did you get a tummy ache from all the delicious snacks you had? And obviously the best snack of all, Compy, who I didn't even know streamed. Nice. Funnily enough, Health, that's actually the first time I've ever gotten to see you on camera. Because when you did your Cleveland Tom thing, every time I came in, you were like off to the side, so I could see like basically from your sternum down and on the left-hand side of your body. So I was like, well, I know what the left half of his body from the chest down looks like, but other than that, I had no clue. So 710. So that was a fun treat. It's okay. It was also a fun treat to see Quex on stream, although it was a little jarring to see her guest pop up. I had a moment of doubt and denial as to what was unfolding before my eyes. But that's just because, again, I've only ever seen Quex on camera once too, so it was a day of shattered beliefs and betrayed thoughts. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. I'll turn this down until we get out of here. Free gems. Free gems are the best gems. Yeah. I've been inviting all y'all over for like 4 years now, and I ain't seen nobody. And you got Tom's going to Sweden, Compy's going to the Finger Lakes. Help's gonna travel to Texas and hang out with Leggett. I kind of doubt that. Yeah, we grabbing that treasure, Meta. Alright. Gotta get it. Yeah. I don't talk a lot about. I don't. It's weird because I think some people would say that I probably overshare on stream, but I actually don't talk about a lot of like core things in my life. And one of the things I'll talk about now, because I'm not afraid to talk about it, is I actually have 3 siblings. I think you guys know about one of them, but I have 2 other siblings that both moved to Texas during COVID because it was more free there. And I have not seen or spoken to them in 6 years. A speed run? It will be a fast run, Waffle. We actually are planning to beat the game with only 3 characters. I'm not running a clock, though. So that's a fun fact about me. I don't know if you guys knew that I knew you had, I had the one younger sister, but I actually have 3 younger siblings. I just haven't seen 2 of them in half a decade. You're one of those sorcerers, aren't you? You have a job? Hell no, you ain't got no job. Well, I don't know. That's like saying driving downhill makes your brakes go out. I think that it's just you don't realize your brakes are gone until you start going downhill. But the brakes were never there to begin with. Kind of where I'm looking at it. Calrea and I made it through the entire pandemic and never got sick. And then they made us come back to the office, and I'm pretty sure I caught COVID in like 3 weeks. I don't even have to make excuses. They just don't talk to me. Yeah, she got sick after the 2nd vaccine, which, depending on what theory of medicine you follow, might suggest that she had it and was asymptomatic before she got her first shot. No, you got sick after the 1st vaccine, Calrea. I got sick after the 2nd vaccine. I thought. Maybe not. Maybe I got it reversed. It's not important. You were good after the 1st one, and I was... Okay, I knew one of us was sick after each of them. But, I mean, I was sick. Like, I had, like, you know, equivalent of, like, a 3 out of 10 flu body soreness. Not a big deal. 3 gates smoked. Yeah. And then I think I was fine the next day. I was fine-ish the next day. I might have taken the day off because I just didn't feel like working. Oh. We're on the move. Did I actually level? Okay, just making sure. I didn't remember seeing the message, so. So, we don't even really need to be in the City of Division, like, ever. Because we're not gonna get slash on this run. But we do need to dip down here and grab our necromancer symbol. So that we don't do a lot of extra walking. Oh, that's right. Um, 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 oh, no, no. All right, that's done. What's cooking? Good looking. Why is it playing this music? Weird. Shouldn't be playing this music here. As it should be. I knew it was gonna happen. I was just like, maybe they'll let me run. Nah, they never let you run from that fight. Fuck you, sorcerer. You're dead. Impossible to get away from that fight. Speedrun's dead, guys. That's okay. Oh. It's gonna be one of those days. Right? Now, I'm thinking, technically, we could just go for it, but come back and get Necromancer. Alright. Now we got the Necromancer symbol. Kind of torn. How I want to approach this. Because we're not going to be able to get the Conjurer until we've gotten some kind of positive outcome in terms of levels for Buck. We're not going to be able to handle that, what's her name? Mist? Float? Whatever her name is. We're not going to be able to kill Float until we are high enough to cast Confuse. We don't get Slash, which denies us that 50 XP. We don't get Feather, which denies us the 50 XP. So we need to get the 100 somewhere else. Thank you for the temple offering, Calray. And also, I didn't say it, but thank you for the lurk, Waffle. I saw that you had commented. We're going this way because we didn't do the treasure room thing, so we need a guaranteed flower, and we need to get the skull. Got the skull. Oh, that was a terrible time to save. I knew it was going to happen, too. I was like, you know, I've been saving on the overworld map a lot lately. But luckily, it didn't work out too terribly. Alright. We'll do... We're gonna cut north across the desert. Right there. Gonna cost us some water, but it'll save us some time. Are you a baddie? You are not a baddie. Come back here. I need your money. Bruh. Oh, fudge. Alright, you know what? Bro. Stop it. Nectar salesman. Alright. Well, this is good. This is good luck for us. Because we were going to not get nearly as much in Cathedral. There you go. Now we're loaded. Did have to use the rewind button, but whatever. Cut through here. That's a feature of the Sega Master, or the Sega Mega Drive Genesis Collection, whatever they call it. Part of the collection. So here's a thought. I'm gonna test something. While we're here. Some tone. Alright, y'all, get ready. 4,200. And then we'll do 3,600. Alright. That'll give us a good little chunk of food for a moment. Check this hermit shack up here. Sure, you bastards, take it. And I didn't even need to go that far, dang it. I should have dodged off to the right when I had the chance. I'd have been alright. Okay. So I'm trying to remember how I did this before. I think I might have, I don't know. Decide I did exactly. I'm just talking to myself now, sorry. But what I was gonna say is, A, I didn't actually need the flower because I know where the sexton is without it. So I don't know why I got the flower other than just for lulz. But I did need to go that way anyway. Wonder if I could get the XP by doing the kills without actually getting feather, but I don't think that's what I did before. Do need to give Lenny the flip stone because I'm not sure what happens if I don't. This would have been a good experiment to see what happens if I don't do the flip stone, like if I just kill him or whatever. Do I still get the map? But there you go, buddy. I got the map. I go grab the mirror. And I realized I still didn't finish my thought. Okay, the thought was, I wonder, do I actually have to give the guy the bingo card to make Xylitol appear on top of the Tower of Chaos, or will he just be there? That's what I was gonna say. I normally don't do this, but I realized on the last run that this is like buying the flipstones here and then selling them in chaos just makes sense if you've got the money, because it's literally the next place you go after you've been here, and you like double your money back. So there's really no reason not to if you've got enough money. Like usually I don't do that, but there's not that many like just clean A to B trade routes. Honestly, this is probably pretty I mean, it's not pretty it's not probably, it's definitely pretty exploitable. Just go back and forth selling them until you're maxed out on your money if you were doing like a really like honest run. No. All the cheaters. All the cheaters knew health. I always play seamless. Even if I'm playing by myself, I use the seamless mod. So I never play with the actual like stuff running on it. I don't know if that still shows up in seamless or not. But I haven't played like base game. Elden Ring is one of the few games that I always play modded. Like normally I'm not a big fan of mods in games, but for that one it's like, how do you not? It's just objectively better. Yeah. Oh my God in heaven. I'm propping up the entire economy for that city. Where? I want to see. Anthrax's mood is cheerful. Still cheerful, okay. I'm gonna test it out. I just had a thought. If Xylitol is not up here until you talk to that guy, is that him? Is Xylitol like, has he like gone to the dark side? And you show him the mirror and it like brings him back to sanity for a little bit, and then he meets you at the top of the tower, gives you the stuff, but then like changes his mind and goes back to being evil? Is that what happens? Good. Means I've trained you well. Get him, Buck. Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus. The hell out of there. Woo! Got me good that time. Yeah, Hagar said when he was playing Rings of Power, when he was getting the quest completes, he was looking at his chat while he was streaming it. Okay. Like every time he heard it go off, he was like checking his chat, looking to see who redeemed points. It's like, yep. Sounds right. I know that you at least are not a wild fan of the AI in general, and neither am I. But I will say, if I could teach an AI to play Rings of Power, not just like a task run, but like legitimately just play Rings of Power, I would probably make a channel that just runs it 24/7. Just plays Rings of Power all day. Just so people would have something to look at to make them happy. I think that'd be fun. All right. Or at least make me happy. So we can't take her out yet. What we can do... I said south here. Bridgestones. Maybe. There's a joke in there somewhere about AI only taking the jobs nobody wants to do. So let's make it play Rings of Power. But it feels a little too on the nose. To say, oh yeah, we'll just make it play games nobody wants to play, just to raise awareness, you know? Honestly, that would be cool. Like, if you got to a point where you could just, like, train a program generally on how to, like, play a Sega Genesis game, like, what are the, like, the buttons and whatnot, and just sort of let it learn from its own mistakes, that would be cool to have, like, an AI channel that just played old, like, lost video games, you know? Like the stuff that's like super obscure, but like you don't want people to not know about it, so you just have it running in the background. There's a lot of channels like that on Twitch that are made up of like collections of videos. Like there's a Commodore 64 channel that just runs Commodore 64 games all day, every day. You know, stuff like that. That'd be a cool thing. Yeah, that is the problem, is that it's going to learn bad habits from people. Any statement presented as fact will be accepted as fact. And all that mess. Alright. We're going to go down here. Oh, thank you for the temple offering. Tech swooping in. Tech snagged it. Oh, these same two bears that have attacked me 3 times now. I tried to add Charles VZ to our group chat, Tech. He gave me his name. He confirmed it was his name. I told him I tried to add him and he still hasn't accepted it. But he did say he was definitely down to play. I know you said you talked to him as well, so. I don't know if we're going to have Hagar, though. Got some stuff going on. Also, how are you? Get a new PB last night? Blood and bile. You managed to get the symbol. There we go. Normally I don't buy those spells for him, but since we're doing small party run. Probably for the best. Now we just need to get some XP. Get up to the next level. Or theoretically, I could just go over and answer a riddle real quick. I don't have the ruby to get the Oh no, I can cast Confuse now. Okay, we're in go mode then. Never mind. I thought it was, for some reason I was having a brain fart thinking it was level 3. Maybe well, I guess I am level 3. I was right. Go me. Yeah. Alright. There we go. There we go. 7 XP each. If we could get Mortimer up one more level, that would be cool. I can't remember. Does he respawn? Maybe not. For some reason I was thinking he respawned. Alright. Here we go. He's not gonna be able to cast those yet, but I figured I'd grab him while I'm here. Fiber darts out the door. I think we get anything good here. Oh, thank you for the sippies. Oh, I already talked about that, Tech. You probably didn't hear me. I was saying I talked to him. He said he was interested. I tried to add him on Discord, and he still hasn't accepted. Like, I asked him, "Is this your name?" And he said, "Yeah, this is the name." And then I sent him the friend request so I could add him to our call, and he never accepted it. Like, I told him, like, okay, I just sent it, and he said, cool. But he did tell me, like, yeah, I want to play. But I was saying I don't know if Hagar will be able to join us there because he's got some stuff going on. So I'll follow up with him and just be like, hey man, you got to accept this thing so you can talk to us. It's not a big deal. We still got a few days. But yes, I did follow up. Thank you for the sippies, Gazer. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I was sorry to see that you were robbed of your sweet, sweet victory in Sonic 2 today. But that just means you got to play it again, and, you know, there are worse fates in the world than playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I say, having never beaten that game. I played the shit out of that game when I was a kid. I never beat it. But it's a 5-star game for me. Even having never completed it, it's a 5-star game. All the way. That's about the best thing she could have possibly done on her first round. I got all the Chaos Emeralds one time, and I had them. I had them by the time you get to the Mystic Cave zone or whatever it's called with all the mine carts. Like, I managed to get it by that point. And I only know I did that because I turned into Supersonic and then flew below the screen where the spikes are and died instantly and was like, oh, this sucks. Like, and then I never tried for the Chaos Emeralds again. Like, I did it once when I was a kid and was like, oh, cool. And then I've never even tried for a single one since then because I know that the payoff ain't worth it. I don't know. I was playing as Sonic that time. I don't know if he does or not. It'd be cool if he did. Just starts flashing gold, but still has the same flight animation. That'd be awesome. All right, is she gonna break free this time? You know what? Just in case. Yep. Oh, she is ours. We got you all day, honey. You are not getting out of this. Yeah, I was playing as Sonic only on that one. Kill her. Push her in the drink. Warriors of the Eternal Sun? Never heard of it. We got the fire key. Oh, it's a D&D game. I was going to say, it sounds like a D&D game. First and only D&D game released for the 16-bit console. That's cool. No. I never played that. Interestingly, though, if you're a person that does the Humble Bundle stuff, I think it's still live for like 1 or 2 more days. They actually have a Humble Bundle right now that's got like, I don't know, at least a dozen old point-and-click D&D games from like the early 90s for the PC. So if you're into that kind of thing, you can get all of them for like, I want to say it's like $15. And there's like 3, there's like one where you build an empire, there's one where you build a stronghold, they've got the ones that take place in the Underdark, the Spelljammer one, they've got like 3 Forgotten Archive sets that are like multiple adventures each. Yeah. I've been going back and forth because, like, I don't really do a lot of those games. Like, I like watching those games, but I never grew up playing them, and I lose patience with them. Because I'm a big baby. So I'm always torn when I see stuff like that. Like, I've got the remaster, or the remake of Wizardry, on Steam, and I still haven't even fired it up, because I'm like, it looks so fun, and I'm worried I'm going to play it for 5 minutes and just hate it. No. I grew up playing this game. I had this game as a kid. It does run slow. It runs at about 2 frames per second. But, this is meant to be... It's meant to be in the same kind of vein, though. Like, it's meant to feel like kind of an open world... I mean, it is an open world adventure game. There are RPG elements. People think it's an RPG because you level up and you gain XP, but it's really not. It's an adventure game. But again, that's just the value of the nostalgia goggles is, you know, I grew up playing this one and not those ones, so I love this one and I've never played those ones. I should try it though. Yeah, you talk about Vidoof? Vidoof knows everything. I miss Vidoof. I haven't seen Vidoof in a hot minute. But yeah, normally, so Hagar 64-bit is playing through this, and he's on his first playthrough, and I am telling him what to do to beat the game. Like, I'm like, okay, so now we can work on this ring, and I kind of walk him through how to get it. And he's got about 16 hours in it, and he's got about 2 left. So it's like a 15 to 20 hour game normally. I usually beat it in like 2 because I've played it so much. So this is just like my cozy game. My turn my brain off and just go game. So this is our party. We've got everybody we're going to get. We're not going to get the other 3 for this run. We've got the Sorcerer Eye, the Whip, the Ruby, the Skull, and the Goblet. So we're ready to go get the Ring of Thought. We could take the Waterway back, but I'm not going to do that because that'd be a big dumb move because there's only 3 of us and the pirates are going to kill us. So we're going to dip back across the desert. Oh, me. Oh, yeah. I do sometimes have the appearance of being knowledgeable, but it's usually a facade. But yeah, no, this was made by Naughty Dog Software. There's actually an exclamation rings command that tells you all about it, but this game was made by Naughty Dog immediately after they made Keith the Thief, which was like a Bard's Tale-esque style game. It was their first console foray, and there's a lot of things that didn't go right with the release of this game. But I still like it. Even if I do cheat horribly every time I play it. I'm the classic bard. I know enough to talk about anything for 10 minutes. 20 minutes for some topics. See if we can do this without the help of our cartographer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not here. Not here. Where are you? You little jerk. I shouldn't be able to see the land. Is it... There it is. Okay. Not perfect, but... whatever. Temple offering from Health. Thank you, Health. Equinox or Solstice. Vidoof always says that. Vidoof's like, you should play Solstice if you like this game. I know what Solstice is. I'm not playing Solstice. I've seen it played. It's not my jam. Landstalker, yeah. Yeah, its biggest flaw is that it just runs really slowly. Like there's input, like you can't tell because of the way I zip around, but there's like a 1 second input lag that's just always there, and the game just runs very slow, and that's just a function of this game being on Genesis when it was originally going to be on a PC. But it's fun. Need to buy some balm. I played a little bit of Landstalker as part of the Classics collection. Not a bad one. There's our pirates. Oh, we're dead. Also, the game is brutally hard in the beginning sections because random encounters are only generally about the same level as you. Like encounters are you can run into really nasty stuff just like wandering around on the overworld from the very beginning of the game. You're not intended to win like 80% of the random encounters for the first 2 hours of the game. You're supposed to run. I don't know. I go back and forth on it. Like, I always said when I was a kid, like, oh no, I like Super Nintendo better. But like, as an adult, there's a lot of old janky games that I had on the Sega Genesis that most kids my age weren't playing that I just really, really, really like. Like, there's a lot of good games on the Genesis. There's a lot of good Super Nintendo RPGs. But really, beyond that, I don't play a lot of other stuff on the SNES anymore. Like, I play the RPGs, but even then I don't really play like the Final Fantasies and stuff. Like, I'll play like Breath of Fire, Secret of Mana. So probably, oh, it's weird. I love each of my children for different reasons. I think that the general quality of the games that I played was higher on the SNES, but that I had more fun on the Genesis. Yeah, well, not everybody can be protected, Tech. Right, Raito's like, that's not an answer. You just talked for 15 minutes. You didn't say anything. But I will say, like, so when I was a kid, my Sega Genesis came from a yard sale. And my dad just, like, came home with the Sega Genesis. And was like, I got this at a yard sale. Have fun. And I had a bunch of games. But, like, so I was, like, 6 or 7 years old when I got my Sega Genesis. And, like, the games I got, I shit you not, this is the list of games that my Sega Genesis came with. Rings of Power, The Immortal, Centurion, Shadow of the Beast, and Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. Those were the games that I had. So, yeah. I had an eclectic taste. And then, like, later I got into, like, NHLPA hockey was good. I enjoyed that one. You know, I had Sonic 2. I had Sonic 1 eventually. What else did I have? I'm trying to think what else I had. Oh. I think that might have been all I had as a kid for the Sega Genesis. I eventually got Golden Axe 2. But I didn't like it as much as the first one. Yeah. 2 was the better one, but I just played 1 so much as a kid. Like, I think I liked it better because I had more practice at it, so I did a better job when I played it. 2 is the better game. Definitely. I won't argue that. But yeah. But then on the Super Nintendo side, I had like Super Mario Kart, Breath of Fire 1 and 2, Secret of Mana, Earthbound. Like, all I really had was JRP. And then I had like Super Metroid, Link to the Past. I didn't even have Super Mario World. My Super Nintendo didn't come with Super Mario World, so I didn't even have that game. I had Yoshi's Island, which I love. Yoshi's Island is one of my favorite games. Oh, Elysia Dragoon. Yeah, I had that too. I knew I was forgetting one. Yeah, I had Elysia Dragoon. That was part of the set when I got my system. I knew there was like a 5th weird one that nobody had heard of. Yeah. It's a great game. I've played through it on stream before. I used save states at the end because the final level, if you die to the boss, like you got to restart the whole level, and it's just gross. But that's a super fun game. Yeah, Alicia Dragoon. Ugh. Poor thing. I need to play. I was actually thinking I need to play that game again. I was looking at like what retro games I'm gonna play for the rest of the year because I like sprinkle in retro and modern and all that. I might need to work that one in. I would like to be able to beat it without using save states. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to beat it on hard mode, but... I saw somebody playing that the other day for the first time. Like, it's funny you mentioned that, but I've never played it. Also saw somebody playing Popful Mail, which I had never heard of before, and that was really good. Crusader of Senti, yeah. I just remember watching someone play it recently, but I can't remember anything about it. I just know I saw somebody playing it. I've tried a lot of stuff out, like, once on stream. For the Sega Genesis. I just haven't beaten a lot of it. Better than Zelda. Yeah, that's like, was it Two Worlds was gonna be the Elder Scrolls killer, right? When they were building up Two Worlds, they were like, look out, Oblivion. There's a new king in town. It's like, okay. Sure, guys. Hey, Meta. Meta's taking notes. You should play this game. You should play this game, Rido. Don't play it the real way. Yeah, it's super obscure. That's yeah. So when the game came out, it was made by EA, and it was on one of those. It was on one of the like bigger cartridges that had like the little yellow piece on the side and everything. And they put out a single run of it. They only ever did a single run of this game, like print run, and they sold out of it in like 3 weeks. And then EA was just like, we're not going to make more. And there's like interviews with Jason Rubin or Andy Gavin where they were like, yeah, they basically told us like they weren't going to make more because every copy of Rings of Power they made, because of the chip in it, cost them like twice as much as Madden NFL. And Madden was like EA's big money maker, you know, back then even. So they were like, you know, we could make another 500,000 copies of Rings of Power, or we could make 1 million copies of Madden, and we know we'll sell 1 million copies of Madden. So it just never got a second print. Yeah. Risky Woods. I have that on this collection. I'm playing this on Steam. I'm on the Sega Genesis collection. And I've got it. I was going to look at something, and now I can't remember what I was going to look at. Oh, I know what I was going to do. There. I'm playing it completely backwards right now, though. Like, I've skipped 3 of the party members. I already have 2 of the rings. I actually meant to power level a little bit back there and just got distracted and forgot, so I might have to go back, but... Probably should, since there's only 3 of us in the party. We're gonna go back and answer that first riddle like 20 more times. Odomedius. I'll make a note of it. That is risky to leave my guy standing on the map like that. That gets you in trouble. Alright. Okay. I don't feel as bad about not having heard of it then. Oh, I thought of something else I had on the Sega Genesis. I had Tasmania, the Tasmanian Devil game, and I had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Those were the other 2 that I had eventually. I think I had the Indiana Jones game for a hot minute, but it was terrible, so my parents took it back to the store. I think that's it. Alright. Yeah, I'll give you money first. Alright. So we don't have a Dragonstone, and we haven't gotten the pick yet, so we can't do anything with that. You know what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna hope that it is not a merchant. It is a damn fool. You are outmatched, my friends. Gotta get some spells for Alexi, though. Chickadee needs some magic. Yeah. So what we did there, we did the rings out of order. The manual for this game actually comes with a step-by-step guide for how to beat it at the back of the manual. And they actually, for whatever reason, recommend you do the Ring of Thought towards the end. But because there's no combat involved in it, this will be our 4th time paying taxes this run. Because there's no combat involved in getting it, it's actually really useful to get early. Also, because every time you answer one of those riddles, you get 200 XP for every member of your party. The XP cap is 12,800, so we're up to 3,200. So we're level 7. Level 8 is 6,400, and then level 9 is 12,800. And happily, if you just keep answering the riddles over and over, you keep getting more XP. So you can power level very, very quickly if you do that one first. So we basically do that. We always do the Ring of Thought first so that we can get up to like level 6 or 7. I don't know if it's jank or intended, but the quest completion XP totals are very like random in this game. So some, like the Ring of Perfection is worth 3,000 XP, but then like getting a party member is 50. So knowing which things actually get you XP are kind of key to being successful. Automedius, excellent. I'll find it on there. I'll vote it up. Absolutely. Oh, fucking bears, man. The bears! Yeah, Rings doesn't have many votes. And this Rings of Power is one that needs to be, if people want to ever play it again in the future, it needs to be saved through something like GOG, because the game will never be made. It'll never be re-released. I've done so much research into it, like to the point where I was like looking at like what would the odds be that I could get the rights to the game and then just re-release it myself, like just buy the rights. And basically EA owns the distribution rights for all of the original assets for the game, but the IP belongs to Sony because Sony bought Naughty Dog Software. So you've got Sony owns the IP, but EA owns all the assets. They did not. This is actually a workshop mod. So if you go the Mega Drive Genesis collection, if you go into the workshop mods, there's a lot of games on the workshop mods that are not actually part of the collection. This is a workshop mod for Comix Zone. Yeah. And I'll openly admit that because I have two actual copies of this game upstairs, and it's literally impossible to buy on any platform. Yeah. Yeah, they're considered like mods, so you have to own the game, but the mods, like they're mods for games that are already on the collection. So you can get all kinds of stuff on there. As part of the collection. Go to Shard first. Yeah, they delisted it a couple of years back. Luckily, I already owned most of the stuff when they announced they were going to be delisting it, and then I just bought all the other games and was like, all right, I'm good. Yeah. Oh, that's sucky. That's too bad. I'm sorry. Oh, I don't want to sell you anything. Give me the land. Oh, wrong side. Alright, so we got air and rapids, which I normally never buy, but we got blaze and stones, which is really all Alexi needs. Oh, these fucking guys, man. I'll go whole runs of this game and never once see those guys, and I've seen them 5 times now. These dudes are robbing me blind, and if I say no, they attack me. Out here collecting taxes for the kingdom of Dogania, and they're like in a completely different part of the world. Highway robbery is all it is. Hey, guy. So normally, once we get the enchanter in our party, he's upstairs. These guys will try to stop us when we're leaving, and they'll say that he can't join our party after all. And no matter what we say to them, they attack us. And at that point in the game, we're not strong enough to actually kill them. But we have to come back later and fight them to get an item that we need for one of the rings. It's actually one of the harder and more obscure things in the game to do. I think most people that figured this out normally probably just threw their hands up and started going into every single building and were like, oh yeah, those guys tried to kill me. Oh, that's nice. There we go. 50 XP. We still don't have any healing items, which is unfortunate. But maybe this guy will sell us some healing items. Whenever we see a merchant that doesn't pursue us, whenever we see a vehicle that doesn't pursue us, it's a merchant. If they're trying to avoid us, they're not hostile. If they chase us, they are hostile. Kind of poopy that they run away when you're trying to buy things from them, but whatever. Thank you for the sippies. Thank you for the tomes, Rose. See, just having the 3 actually makes a lot of the fights easier, because these are the 3 that do the most damage anyway, so it just keeps you from wasting your time waiting for the other guys to go. Makes the fights quicker. The necromancers pay top dollar for dead bodies, obviously. It's interesting that that's the only case that I'm aware of in the game where you've got the City of Commerce does not give you more than the ideal trade spot. This game, since I know a lot of you know this already, but since Gazer's new to Rings, I think, Rings of Power, one of the cool things Rings of Power does have, along with its actual working food and water consumption and day-night cycle and all that, is it actually has working trade routes. So there's like 30 towns in the game, and almost every single town has its own specific trade good that it sells. And there's another town somewhere in the world that will pay a premium price for it. So you can actually figure out like trade routes that can earn you additional money and kind of move around that way. And that's a big part of like the more traditional playthroughs of this game, is like trying to manage your money and your food by being aware of like what trade goods you can sell where and that kind of thing. So we can get Rays for free later, so we'll do that. We'll grab Reaper. Can't use it till later on, but... And we got the med suit for the Sun Gem. We've got the lens for the Ring of Advancing. We've got the pick for the Ring of Mutation, but we don't have a Dragonstone yet, so we can't get that. We're going to come down here and get the Moon Gem done. And then we're going to do a lap around, grab the Ring of Variation on the way up. And then we will also get the Orb. Yeah. Making good time, if such things matter. That guy just got absolutely slapper-donked. And I guess since we're in this general vicinity, when we head south past here, we can also, oh, there's no temple here. No temple, and I have no heals. Kinda gonna suck, actually. For my mana, at least. I guess I can just buy food. I can buy food and drinks. It'll be okay. Bear's hurt. But so do I. Such a bad spell. I don't know why I keep casting it. That Dazzle sucks. Such a bad spell. the same level as stones. I did 10 damage with stones and 40, or I did 46 damage with stones and 10 with dazzle. Stop casting it, sir. Yeah, we're gonna have to actually like go buy food and water, or meals and drinks, fights. Do they even have an inn in this town? I guess not. I've never really paid attention. Yeah, they all got nothing here. Yeah, this place sucks. When do they run around raiding people? Sucky town. That was gross. My turn. Nice. So the other dragon in there, I think, can potentially cast Jinn, which would put an end to all of our fun. So, Jinn like a genie, not Jinn like the alcohol that tastes like pine needles. Yep, called it. Is he gonna kill me? Yeah, we're not playing that. I would almost have been fine with it if he had killed anybody other than Buck, but if Buck dies, we instantly get teleported across the world to Cathedral and lose all of our money. And I'm just not... I'm not down for that, one fight away from being done, having to walk all the way back. And kind of a lame cast, but... Thank you for the temple offering, health. Just a reminder to everyone that tonight is a Rings of Power night, which means you get double temple points for consult tomes and temple offerings. So if you feel like you're falling behind in the score a little bit, tonight's the night you can make them all back. I will have to add up all the points after the stream tonight and update it, because I have not actually updated the Discord at all this month. I've been slacking. Working from home 3 days a week, you'd think I'd find time, but... 6 hit points? That's weird. I can only do 6. There we go. Yeah, Dazzle seems to do like random amounts of damage. Or not Dazzle, Death seems to do random amounts of damage. Your triumph in the arena entitles you to a favor. If you choose to waste it on the moon people, then so be it. There we go. So now we got both of the gems done once we go back there. I would say get our hands on a dragon stone. We can done with that. Right. Now we're just gonna do a lap around the world. See the sights. Kill them. Please. Correct. Alright. So we want to come up here, and then at the mouth of that river, we want to get into our little boat and head into the swamp. You guys want to throw hands? Go chop. 3 of them can't move. Love it. There you go. And you get one too, for good measure. Enjoy it. So I have it on good authority that Health myself is going to play this game in November of next year. Give or take. So I got something to look forward to there. So, right up here is the starting town. Past the swamp. I might dip up there and stick my face in the treasure room. Aw. Nice. There's an interesting little bug in this game where if you cast a spell like Shock, which is supposed to hit every opponent one time for a large amount of damage, if you cast a spell like Shock and there's exactly 2 enemies on the field, it has a very high chance to, like, quote-unquote miscast, which in that case means that only one of the enemies gets targeted. Like, it treats it like a single target spell instead of a two target spell. Alright, well, you guys are effed. Have a nice day. She would have killed him outright if it had been a normal casting. If it had been one that did the 2 rows, or the 2 columns. But, there we go. We're gonna use the finger. Got the lock of hair. Quick save. So, witch is dead. This is the starting town. We're gonna come up here real quick. We're gonna load up on gems. We'll hit the treasure room. Or I guess we'll hit the treasure room and then we'll load up on gems. Whatever. We're just hoping for a dragon stone. That's all we need is a dragon stone. If we can get at least one, we can buy more in Mesa. But we cannot beat the game until we either find a traveling merchant that sells dragon stones, or we get one randomly from Quest. Once we get the one, we go to Mesa, and that's where they sell it. Thank you for the alert, Tech. Not getting a lot in the way of trade goods. not giving us much of nothing, really. About a single-digit gold, and the Fanini are good. That's like 4 grand right there. More sand, which I don't need any more of. Homes, we don't need. We'll reset it. Checking the map resets treasures across the entire world, not just in the treasure room. I don't want to do this too much, but I don't want to be running around in circles looking for a merchant. They're not giving us much of nothing in terms. Oh, there's a balm, which we are going to need to buy balm for the Ring of Blood. So when we head north, we're going to head west a little bit, and then when we head north, we're 10 boat stones. 2 sets of 5 boat stones back to back. They're just mocking us now. We'll grab a bunch of mana in Magicnia. Stop and grab the Raise spell from Magic Be Us for free. Buy Master for buck. Then we'll hit Commerce, sell stuff, load up on resources, and yeah. Other than just the game's refusal to give me a Dragonstone, we're actually doing a really great job. We're only an hour and 20 minutes in, and we've got 2 rings done and are halfway done with like 4 more. If you know where everything is and you get lucky with the treasury stuff, you can actually just do like 2 laps around the planet and beat the game. Maybe 3 if you're trying to get all the party members. We're getting a ton of Fanini, which are the highest selling item in the game. But 99 Fanini won't get us 1 Dragonstone if we can't pick one up somewhere. Single ration of water. Corpses. Well, this is poopy. I maybe pick some up. I'm hoping. Maybe I picked some up and didn't realize it. Hell no. Alright, I'm gonna do this one more time, and if I don't get one, then it's not meant to be, and I'm gonna, I'll just keep on keeping on, and I'll worry about finding a Dragonstone later. There you go. Instant death. Fighting also resets the treasure. To mix things up, let's go the other way. Feels weird. I never go this way. Well, we're getting some healing items, which is nice. More corpses, more flowers. Guess those things go together. Caskets. Yeah, they're doing me dirty on the Dragonstones. But, oh my god, I've got basically unlimited money at this point. I honestly, I don't think I have ever had to go through the treasure room this many times and not gotten a Dragonstone. Like, a lot of times I don't even have to go into these, I just do it for convenience, because I've already got everything I need, but they really don't want me to have an easy time here. Alright, well, I guess we'll just worry about it later. Alright. It's gonna be about 6,600 gold for this. And then I honestly didn't even really need to buy these gems because I've got 10 corpses at 1,500 each. That's 15,000. And then the Fanini go for like 2,350. So like you can only carry 15,000 gold at a time. Like I've got enough trade goods to max out my money 3 times over without the gems, but I just was like, well, that's the whole reason I came, so I guess I'll do it. But that's kind of disappointing, honestly. If this was like a legitimate speed run, this would be where I would have reset the game. Not having a Dragonstone yet, with all the progress that I've made, like I'd have to reset it. Of course, at this point, I'm already 25 minutes past the time frame for the first place, and I hold second place on speedrun.com, so it's not like I'd be doing much anyway. Now, if you sell Dragonstones, you bastard. Alright. Alright. This guy gives us a decent amount per item. Clear out all these trade goods. And we're gonna... Honestly, this is gonna be more nectar than we need to beat the entire game. If we just heal after every major fight, we'll still have some left over. 69, nice. There. Alright. Still no Dragonstone. But we don't have to buy mana anymore. Mana heals your blue bar, Balm heals your red bar, Nectar heals both. Hey, Waffle. Welcome back from your lurk. We are making great time, Waffle Dynasty. We've got 2 Rings of Power. We are halfway done with several others. But alas, even after 5 trips through the treasure room, we have yet to find a single Dragonstone. And that's going to be the thing that keeps us from beating the game in a timely manner. You're a merchant. Come here! Oh, you... There we go. I hate when they fucking do that, because once you zoom, they disappear. And they'll do that crap where they run into you, and you're like, okay, now I can shop. Like, you have to, like, touch them, and then try to like, zoom in. And they'll just be gone. Like, they'll step to the side or whatever. Where'd he go? Did he just despawn? I think he despawned. I've never seen that before. There. You don't sell me a damn Dragonstone. Thank you. I don't even need that many. I take it back. We'll be done in an hour. I gotta find my ship. Here's that area that Hagar complained about. Like it's hard or something. Hagar was fussing. Talking about how could anybody ever be expected to... Thank you for the sippies. You know, I don't want to strong arm you, Gazer, but as long as you're redeeming points, we got a little thing around here where if you redeem Consult Tomes, you get put on one of two teams based on the temples in this game. And we have a monthly competition to see which team gets the most points. And at the end of the month, we do raffles. And we give away Steam keys from the Humble Bundle games and gift subs. Just saying. We also let people bribe the guard, and sometimes they get lucky, like Rose. Get some extra points. If not, if you're not a joiner, that's okay. I'm just saying, I see you spending the points, and I just wanted to make sure you knew that was a thing. I think Health got 1,000 earlier, Rose. I haven't added up the actual, like, bribe results yet, but last I checked, the score between the two temples right now, there's like 10,000 point difference between you guys, and it's kind of starting to look like that meme of The Simpsons where they're fighting and Ralphie is like, stop, he's already dead. Oh. That's it. Zigged when I should have zagged. Almost had to do some backtracking. And I do believe this is our last switch coming up. Here we go. Brr, brr, brr. Bum, bum, bum. Burp, 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 burp. And why did we do that? It'll all make sense one day. Not really, but... Alright. At this point, we're gonna zip up through there. Or wait, no, did we already pass it? Yeah, we did. We gotta go back. We gotta backtrack just a little bit. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter anymore because I got the Dragon Stones. I was about to go mess with that guy. Milk. E. My stuff feels like it's staying stubbornly down, so I'm just gonna waste a couple hundred gold real quick. And you, my dear, are hideous no longer. There we go. That's everything we need to do for the Ring of Division. So basically, we just got to do a go and get it for advancing, division, variation, mutation, perfection, all that other shit. Pretty much done. We've basically beaten the game at this point. And we're gonna do the smash and grab for the Ring of Perfection. To grab it twice. That'll be max level for us. The Rings of Power have summoned you. Ooh. Sorry to hear that, Zara. Are the rings speaking to you right now? Are the rings in the room with us? Alright. How do I want to do this? Yeah, I'll do that. Wait, let me double check. Okay, yeah, we gotta go over and around. I would never bully you. I would never bully someone for hearing the call of the rings. How was the rest of Eiyuden Chronicle? Eiyuden Chronicle? I've never seen that game played before. The side-scrolling style of it put me in the mindset of Valkyrie Profile 2 for the PS2. But I got called away to do some work stuff, and when I came back, we had raided somebody, so. I got all these fantastic streamers in here. I need to set up a bot. I know I said this before, but I need to set up a bot that does custom shoutouts again. I used to have one. Okay. Interesting. Oh no, I'm a thirsty boy. It's true. There you go. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That was a pleasant surprise to see that game played today. I don't travel in the Sega Genesis retro circles. I don't travel in a lot of the retro circles at all anymore, but everyone that I used to watch was mostly like a Nintendo fan. So nice to see somebody playing something different. I guess technically... Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna go over there. Some of these bridge stones. Here's your embalming fluid. Called Med Soup for some reason. Moon Temple. I understand. I appreciate you just for being here, Zara. Oh, quest. I got scared for a second. I was like, wait, hold it. Alright. Camp. We're getting low on food and water. I'll be really low on food and water in a second. Oh, Lord. Here we go. I saw Flare here. Are they Energy and Sabers, or is it like Flare and Iceberg? Burno and Flames. I was doubly wrong. Ah. That's a level above what we've already got, so if I can cast that, I can cast the other one. I think I missed the on the. There we go. Alright. Get ready for the best sound in the world, y'all. You know what I need to do? I need to record myself buying a single piece of food and then isolate that sound to be a redeem sound effect. So y'all have to hear it when we do like console times or something. I don't know. I'll make a one-channel point thing called Buy Goods that just goes ding that people can spam just to upset Calrea. You know what? I made it pretty far into the game before I did this, though, Calrea. I probably could have gone the whole game without doing it, but I forgot to crash the game for luck, so if I don't do this, I'm not gonna... I'll crash the game for luck in Ricci. It's okay, Meta. This is part of the game. This is as much a part of the game as crafting 1,000 iron daggers in Skyrim. This just shows you how close I was to running out. Well, we're almost done. There you go. See, y'all think I'm not paying attention, but there is a cap for this, and I literally was like, we're almost done, bought 2 more, and got the you have enough of that message. Y'all think I'm not paying attention, but I am. Can I please land my dragon before it eats all my food? Thank you. And to answer your question, Meta, I don't know. Oh, these guys want to fight. They were chasing me. We're about to get to the point where we start using the dragon for stuff, and the dragon uses 40 food and water per square that you move. But it also moves 2 squares at a time, so every time you move, you lose 80 food and water. Every time you buy food and water, you actually only get 100. So you're using 4/5 of a purchase every time. Oh, damn it. I knew I forgot something. My dumbass. You got me talking. Like it took so much work to do, right? Forgot something in Mesa. Yeah, absolutely. Why would I not? That's what I was saying. I need to get one that does an auto shout out. Frosty Tools Bot used to do it for me, but they made that into like a paid model or something, and I stopped using it. But I got so distracted buying all that food and water, I forgot to go into the Merchants Guild there and grab the log, which we need to beat the game. So gotta go back. And you're dead. Oh, you're not dead. I take it back. Now you're dead. This is true. This is true. I know some people that have custom shoutouts for people that they know. And I wouldn't mind doing something like that either. It would just be time consuming. I gotta find this stupid dragon. You know what? Hang on. This is why I bought extras. There. I went from I have no dragon stones to I've got dragon stones to waste. I don't care. So we had to go to the desert fortress. That's all we forgot. Save often and you will often get saved. And that advice came from God, so you know it's good. I'm surely am determined to lose my boat though, aren't I? Keep leaving it and coming back, leaving it and coming back. I'm gonna get a notice that my vehicle's been stolen. Or I just won't be able to find it over here. Alright. So now for reals. Once more with feeling. We're still gonna have to come back this way to do the Power Lord thing and the Thieves Haven. Or not Thieves Haven, the Bandit Hole. But I reckon we could try for a Ring of Perfection right now. I'm actually having fun. I mean, I always have fun playing this game, but I'm having fun with this run because I'm doing stuff in an order I normally don't. And it does get a little stale. Speed running a 20-hour game. So even just doing the stuff in a different order is fun. Wow, they both used buffs. That's amazing. If we can get out of here before the knight does something horrible. There we go. We'd actually have to do that 2 more times to hit max level. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was expecting last time. thank God. If he'd have cast Master, he'd have definitely killed Buck. He probably would have killed the Necromancer and the Conjurer too. But doing this, every time we talk to him, we go through that dialogue, we put the gems into the slots on opposite ends of the room, and then we get the ring. And the ring will respawn, and every time we pick up the ring, it's worth 3,000 XP. Alright. This ring is mine. He cast a weak spell this time. Oh, and he's gonna suffer the consequences. Oh, you stupid idiot. Enjoy it. I say that, but there's definitely some clips out there of Fezzik mesmerizing my entire party. That all 6 of my party members were unable to move. It was horrible. He's going to cast energy, but that's okay. No biggie. The ones we wanted to lock, we always want to lock down the Knight, because the Knight can lower your max HP. And then for this fight, we wanted the Sorcerer and the Necromancer out, because they could do the gross master spells that could kill my party. Here you go. I should have done Blaze. I was hoping she'd go for the Conjurer and I'd knock her out. Okay. Ooh, that was actually a pretty good hit. Gonna break free. Nope. There. Ta-da! And we're not quite capped for Alexi, but whole party's at the max level now. Still might not be enough to get us through the Otaran fight on our first attempt, but can't be any better than it is. Rings check. 4 down. Oh. Now we just need to go. Straight up here. One day I'm gonna do the Protectors Guild quest. There's a house in the trees right there, and in that house there's a talking bear that will give you honey that you give to the archers in protection, and in exchange they'll give you a contract for like one free protection for a group or area, and then you take that to the Goblin Town, and they will it's supposed to tie into the Ring of Will, but it's like really weird and obscure and doesn't work very well. I think it does help to prevent goblins from attacking you out in the wilderness, but other than that, it's just kind of a weird thing. I think I've only ever done that quest on stream once. So, Keith the Thief told us that he traded the Ring of Will to a priest named Yappa, who said he was taking it to the Great Cathedral. There's Yappa. Yappa wants to fight us. Yappa's a fool. Oh, I should have cast Reaper. Duh. It's okay. This is just as good. Yeah. Yeah, so I just have everything memorized. Like, I know all the skips, I know where everything is, like, which just comes from having, I think I've beaten the game on stream probably like 35 or 40 times. I don't know. I've beaten it a ton of times. Maybe not that many, because I guess the first time I played it, I did do like multiple episodes, like short episodes. But I've definitely beaten it at least 24 times, close to 30 times on stream, and I've beaten it a bunch of times off stream as well. All that is to say, the way the game is supposed to be played, like the way when they made the game, they didn't want you to just do what I'm doing. What they really wanted was they wanted you to just basically go from town to town and talk to everybody and take a lot of notes. Like, this was a game that you were really intended to have like a notebook off to the side and be writing down notes and be exploring, like looking in the libraries. There's a library here, there's a library in Perfection, and gathering notes on paper that tell you different things, that give you hints. And it was supposed to be, like I said, like a 20 to 30 hour game that you just really like sink into the world, absorb the lore, and then slowly piece together where each of the rings is. And some of the rings are really, really easy to find, and some of them are like really weird and obscure. And that was like part of the charm of it. Was I just wasted money on a life spell. So back as a kid, so because this game does track food and water, and because it is possible to kill people that are required for certain quests, I learned the game through trial and error. So like the reason I know where all this stuff is for the most part is because I played most of the game a lot of times before I ever beat it. Like, I didn't actually beat this game for the first time till I was in high school. Like, it was something I would play for a while, and then I'd set it down, and I'd go play something else, and then I'd come back like 2 or 3 weeks later, and I'd be like, I have no idea what I was working on. I guess I'll just start over, you know? So I just started new games a lot, and that's how I figured out where everything was. But it is very much meant to be like, it's meant to feel like you're playing like Skyrim without quest markers, you know? You think back to like when Morrowind was a thing, and they would say like, oh yeah, go do this thing, go to this town, you know, go here, go do this. And there was like a compass, but no actual quest marker. Like, they were not really super helpful about where stuff was. Like, that's kind of the energy this game gives off. Because I didn't have a complete in-box copy until I was older. So when I was a kid, I just had the game. I just had the game in the box. I didn't have like the manual and all that. So I kind of learned it as I went, and then later on, I got the manual and was like, oh, that's how you were supposed to do that thing. So, variation done. Head west to Magicnia. Kill a dragon. Thank you for the temple offering, Calran. I want y'all to know Calrea was camped out on the couch with a blanket and her tablet 15 minutes before I started streaming, because she knew it was a double temple point night. She was like, alright, I have got to be ready. She specifically said, I can't let Waffle get any points tonight. That was her goal. I have to stop him. Mesmer is so unreliable. Sometimes it'll get 3 or 4, but usually it doesn't. She didn't say it out loud, but I've been with her long enough to know what she's thinking. It was like, I ain't gonna let no filthy void follower get any points on my watch. No siree, Bob. What she said. See if I can find this without the map. Get some practice in for that cartographer run. All right, so up here, and we're gonna see the two mountains vertical with a space between them here, and then we go 1, 2, and we get the orb. An RA set? What is an RA set? Oh, retro achievements? It does. It does. The retro achievements for this game are mostly just beat the game. And then they've got like a mishmash of weird things as well. But they do have retro achievements. They actually have a lot of retro achievements because the point of the game, like the overarching goal of the game, is that decades ago, like Nexus, aka God, created the world and gave everybody magic powers. And this was generally seen as a good thing until the evil demon Void came along and stole the Rod of Creation from Nexus and used it to wreak havoc on the world for 66 long years until Nexus and Void finally met in a climactic battle in which the Rod of Creation was split in two, with each of them fleeing with half. They then melted the rod down, forged it into rings which contained the power of the 6 arts of magic, and hid them all over the world. And now it's been like 500 years, and nobody really believes that the rings are real anymore. But at the start of the game, your master comes back from sabbatical and tells you that he's discovered the rings are real and that the forces of Void are trying to obtain them, and that you have to stop them. And then he gets killed by one of your classmates, and you get teleported away from your hometown. And at that point, your goal is to assemble a party of yourself and 5 adventurers, one from each school of magic, and then go around and find the 11 rings of power and return them to Nexus and on the Fount of Heaven. That's the point of the game. So that being said, there's a lot of achievements where it's like, get this party member, get this party member, get this party member, get that ring, get like built into it. So I've not fooled with retro achievements, just in general. I have nothing against them. I would like to, but I'm just lazy. I'm just frankly lazy and haven't taken the time to like figure out how to set that stuff up. But you can definitely do retro achievement. None of the achievements are hard. Like I looked at them. I can't remember what they all were because it was like dozens of them, but I remember looking at them and being like, oh, so it's just like a full playthrough. And also you got to win the lottery. Like there's a lottery ticket item that you can buy, and you have a very small chance of winning a jackpot, and that's like the only one that's like actually hard to do because it's just RNG based. Yeah. Sorry. If I'm running my mouth too much, y'all can... I'm sure you all are aware you can mute. I do like to yammer. Bobby Corwin. Open sesame. Check this shit out. Thank you for my lost orb. There we go. Now we're gonna go back to Ricci, and we will turn in the lens, get the Ring of Advancing, go over to Oxbridge, show the orb to the sorcerer so that we can buy the dove, and then we can go get the rings of Bile and Intuition from the Great Necropolis. And then we got to go over, kill the Power Lord. We still have to get the Bandit ID, and we have to pick up the Ring of Division from Dagania. And then we got to come back here to Commerce and fight Motaro, and then we're done. So, probably another 45 minutes or so. It felt like a fast run, but then things just sort of slowed down, and that's okay. Like I said, I'm not trying to prove anything with this, other than that I can crash the game for luck. Oh, we can't. Thought we could. Guess it's not possible to crash the game for luck in Ricci. I thought you could. Knows what I know. Unless one of them just doesn't spawn at night. Sometimes character spawns change from daytime to nighttime. I'm gonna check. Go back in here and check during the day and see if there's someone in. Nope. Yep, there we go. Crash the game for luck. By a cruel twist of fate, Void has found your party and exterminated you in a mere 113 seconds. There was nothing you could do. Please try again with a saved game. So, I don't know, but I'm reasonably assured that's what's happening here is these are... Yeah, so that's when you crash the game. That's how the game handles like critical errors. So there's a couple of different ones I've gotten. I've gotten one where 2 bullets hit an enemy at the exact same time and the game doesn't know how to resolve the damage, so it freezes. I have had one where a vehicle tries to spawn and despawn at the same time because you're chasing it and it despawns like as it's coming onto the screen. This one, normally these flour sacks are not walkable. Like you can't go on these. But in order to keep you from getting trapped, you can always walk through townsfolk. Like they'll just swap places with you. So what's happening here is I am stepping onto this square because the game is letting me swap with a townsperson, but then when I try to swap back, it's crashing because I'm trying to force an NPC into a square they're not supposed to be on. And then it just forces you to reload your game. The seconds will change depending on what crash you get, so I'm pretty sure that's an error code. We were talking about this in Hagar's stream the other day. I have a sneaking suspicion that if that had happened to me in 1992 and I had called the EA helpline and said, hey, this is happening to me, they would ask me how many seconds did it take Void to kill you, and then that would tell, they would be able to tell me like, oh, this is why your game crashed. Yeah. But I've gotten, like I said, I've gotten... That one only happens if you do that. Like, I've done that one on purpose almost every run I've ever done, just because I think it's funny. I've only gotten the vehicle one once, and the bullet one I had only seen twice. other than a single run I did where you could only use single, like I did a challenge run where I was only allowed to kill one target at a time. So I was using a lot of multi-bullet spells, and enemies were getting backed into the corners, and then you'd have like 3 bullets would hit them at the same time from different directions, and it would crash. And I actually had to get kind of creative with my spell selection to like force them out of the corner so that I could actually win. Like I think I had to restart the final boss fight like 4 times because I kept glitching it out. That's okay, because we love Rings of Power, warts and all. So this is the chase key. The clue for this one is that there's a trick to getting the key, and that the secret to advancing is constancy of movement. So essentially, you step on all the squares, change it from blue to green, and it reverses the chase key's polarity so that it will move towards you instead of away from you. And that's how you get it. And then you just got to survive this fight with this improbably leveled enemy here. According to the manual, this is the second ring you should go for, and there's a level 8 necromancer right inside the door. So... they don't know what they're talking about. Well, they do know what they're talking about. They're just mean. There you go. Oh, I'm out of coffee. I'm about to go get some coffee after this ring. I have to re-up my sips. That's probably another reason I'm so talkative tonight, because I don't usually do the evening coffee. But... hey, buddy. Poor guy. Thank you so much for asking questions and talking about the game with me, Gazer. Most of my frequent viewers have seen this game like 24 times, and they know all the things I'm gonna say. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. It's just a reality. It's nice to have a new person come in and be like, so what is this jank you're playing? I love talking about not just Rings of Power. I just love talking about games in general, like getting into the nitty-gritty of them and talking about just things about the game, you know? Oh, well, this is gonna suck for you. That's a level 9. That guy can cast Reaper. That's crazy. That dude is a level 9 Necromancer. The boss fight to get the ring in here, you're fighting 3 level 5s and 3 level 4s, and that guy's level 9 for a reason. That is mean. Oh, actually, you know what I can do? I'm dumb. I already got the ring. I can just run. It'll put me back outside. That's what I was going to do anyway. Boom. Alright. Bruh. Check this out. Show him the key, and it makes his memory come back, and he tells me where the cave is, and then offers to sell me a dove. I bribe him, he gives me a dove, I dip. I'll do Division later. Alright. No, you know what? Go to hell. Now's your time to die. I have paid my taxes 6 times tonight. Get out of here. You don't get to do anything. Dirt. Alright. I'm gonna go grab some coffee. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna keep on going. Yeah, those guys needed to die. They've been harassing me all night. As long as we're playing rings, we might as well do the Rings of Power BRB screen. And nothing bad happened at all while I was gone. That's awesome. Thank you for the temple offering, Waffle. Nothing bad happened at all. Once we cross the bridge here... Oh, well, no. We want to go over here, actually. But we don't want to cross the bridge here. We actually want to just, like, zigzag southeast. Okay. Really, guy? You know what? Get out of here. Dead. Alrighty. There we go. The Necropolis. No living allowed. Dark cave. Yeah. Aw, bad cast. Ooh. Oh, we killed that guy. One of them will survive, disappointingly. He'll survive to cast Flare or Sabers on me. Oh, never mind. I'm a damn liar. We killed them both. Mortimer panicked and healed the party. Ah, a dove. Delicious, thank you. Here, take your pick from my treasure hoard. A nice shiny ring of power. Doesn't fit on my claw anyway. Dove lost. Go away before I get hungry again. That dragon will not allow you to attack him. So generally speaking, the characters that hold a ring of power, if you try to attack them, they will say, you cannot kill me, you cannot attack me, I'm magically protected. So like a little while ago, I say a little while ago, way back when we got the fire key, we attacked that conjurer on the island and took the key from her. We were allowed to kill her and take the key because if we had actually done her quest and gotten the egg she wanted, she basically would have been like, now I get the key and the egg, and she would have told us to kick rocks. So like we're supposed to kill her anyway. So the people that I'm just randomly attacking and killing for items are people that it's actually in the script you're supposed to kill them. I'm just doing it early. But anybody that's actively holding a ring of power is protected from you killing them. You can still soft lock the game by killing certain characters that are required to complete quests, though. But at this point, we're max level, so it's we're just kind of going through the motions to get these last couple of rings. We're almost done, honestly. We have to get the Ring of Division, but the Ring of Division, we have to kill a guy that's like level 4 to get into a room, and then we're done with that one. Because when we did all this stuff in the Arctic Village, that was what was necessary for that. And in the swamp, when we killed the Swamp Witch, those were the requirements for that one. And then there's a fort we have to go to and fight, I think, 4 battles to get a key. And then once we get the key, we have to go to this little island next to the City of Commerce. And that's where, like, the toughest fights in the game are. And then once we get through those fights, we basically just are done. So we only have to get, once we finish this maze, we get a ring. And then we've got an easy ring to grab and a hard ring to grab, and we have to grab an ID, a holy seal, and then we're done. I'm still not sure how I beat this game in 2 hours and 20 minutes before. I got really lucky when I did that run. Or 2 hours and 30 minutes, whatever my time was. It was like 2:34 or something. One day I'm gonna sit down and actually like create an Excel sheet that it's like a flow chart for the entire game, and I'll put that out there for people that want to like do an actual speed run. Like I'll put what all the things you got to do to beat the game are. I would love to see more people speed run this. I just want to see more people play this game in general. Ewan is spellbound. You find out where this ring is by going to the, there's like a mountain sticking out of the ocean near Division. Like east of Division, south of Ricci. That there's like fire all over it, like a volcanic island. And if you go there, there's a bunch of void priests you can fight, and then there's some bookshelves at the back of the area. And one of them tells you that Void took a ring to the Great Necropolis, and then the other one, there's a piece of paper that tells you that the maze, the Necropolis maze, saps your health when you're in it. That's why I keep stopping and using my items right now, is because every time you take a step in here, you lose a few hit points. And because these necromancers are all max level, there is a chance every time you start a fight, they'll just immediately cast Reaper on you, and if you've just been like running and not paying attention, you can get killed very quickly. You gotta like occasionally, like you gotta know where the fights are first of all, so you can heal right before you go into them. But you just gotta be cognizant of the fact that your HP is draining constantly. And the game does a bad job in game of explaining what stuff does. If you have the manual will tell you that I think that Balm and Mana can be used to heal, but nobody like really tells you in game, as far as I'm aware. Right? Maybe a merchant does or something. I don't know. But so this was one that used to throw me as a kid, because I'd come in here and I knew there was a ring in here, but I could never get through it because I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I finally realized, like, oh, that it's literally just like you're walking and taking damage. So you got to heal as you're going through the maze. See? I've already lost like a quarter of my health. That's the last fight. Ducks and penguins galore. One day Waffle's gonna play this. We've got Waffle and Health on the hook for this game. In the past, we've seen Hagar's playing it now. We've seen Philip Schneider beat it and Yelleth beat it. Most of y'all don't know who Yelleth is, but Yelleth beat it as well. Cosmic Code played it, but he said it made him motion sick. Because of the way the movement is. The movement's jerky. He said it gave him motion sickness. And Chainsaw Bear played it and soft locked himself by getting into a place on foot you're not supposed to be able to get into on foot. And I still don't know how he pulled that off. Philip had a fine time with it. I called in, so I did like a voice chat with Philip. And I didn't just say, like, go here, go here, go here, but I gave him, like, okay, so, like, with Hagar, if you watch Hagar's streams on Friday, last Friday and the Friday before, it's like, okay, so now we can do this ring, or this ring. This one's got a lot of fighting, this one's got a lot of walking, and I'll tell you, like, okay, so to get started on this ring, you have to go to Cathedral and talk to this guy. And we just kind of, like, walked him through, like, the steps for it. It did take him probably, like, I don't know, between 15 and 20 hours to beat it, I think. But that's normal for a first playthrough. But no, he didn't get mad at all. I owe him a hat. I've owed him a hat for like 3 years. For beating it. But I shut down my merch store when I stopped streaming. Because I stopped streaming for like 18 months while I was getting my master's degree. And then I just never turned it back on. But I have a hat that I used to tell people, if you beat it on stream, I'll send you one of these hats. So I've got mine, complete with the sticker. But I owe Philip a hat. I'm gonna owe Hagar a beanie. He doesn't want a regular hat. He wants a beanie. So. Yelleth didn't want a hat. Who on Yelleth? Alright, that's the Ring of Bile. GTFO. And while we're over here, we're gonna head south to the fort. Yeah, like even knowing that the guy in this fort down here has the key is like a multi-part thing where you like find a note that says that like the Power Lord found the key to Motarin's crypt, and then knowing where the Power Lord's men like to go drinking, and then you find one and talk to him, and you like buy him a drink, and he'll tell you like where to. It's a whole thing to even like know to come down here. But if you know to come down here, you can just choose violence right out the get and done with it. I've not known Philip to rage in games, really. He struggles sometimes with stuff. I don't think that that's an unfair thing to say. He struggles with games, but he takes it on the chin good-naturedly when he does. Yeah, he did. I mentioned it kind of backhandedly when he played Voltage Genesis. I was like, and you complain about, I was like, because people will complain about the game that I made. They'll complain about the encounter rate, and I'm like, some of y'all have never played Breath of Fire 2, and it shows. Yeah, Breath of Fire 2 has an aggressively bad. I will tell you, the only game I've ever seen with a worse encounter rate than Breath of Fire 2 is Ninja Boy 2 on the Game Boy. I have actually been attacked in Ninja Boy on the Game Boy as I was entering a town. Like, I step onto the town, and as the screen is fading out to go into the town and rest, I get attacked. And the worst part about that is that you get attacked a lot, and the fights are really hard in that game. Breath of Fire 2, though, the trick with Breath of Fire 2... The trick with Breath of Fire 2's encounter rate is it goes down as you level up. So the more leveled you are compared to the like where you are, the less attacks you get, less fights you get. That's why as you're like walking back and forth across that little mountain pass, across Mount Fubi to get to Township, eventually you stop getting encounters because you get leveled up to the point where the monsters just leave you alone. So I like that they did that. So they basically made it so that you can level faster. You get more fights if you're under leveled, but it is really nasty that they don't like explain that. Although, I guess it's, yeah, no, they don't work at all. They don't. Smoke is a joke in that game. Yeah. I will say, since I know you saw the BRB screen, Rings of Power is unique in that you can get randomly attacked while not moving at all, which is probably not common in most RPGs or adventure games. If you just leave your guy standing perfectly still, monsters will attack you because the random encounters are actually invisible events that are moving around on the screen. It's not like every time you step forward, the game rolls a dice to see if you get attacked. There's actually shit moving around on the map trying to get you. And some of it you can see, which is like the vehicles, and some of it you can't. So that's why you just get attacked if you just don't touch your controller on the overworld map. I don't feel confident. I feel better now. If we can get that last night, I'll feel great. There we go. Okay. Knights have some nasty spells that can reduce your max HP, and the only way to fix it is by getting healed at a temple, which I have plenty of money for. It's just inconvenient because you got to go to a temple to do it. So this area is always kind of spooky because there's like multiple knights, and you got to hope you can paralyze them all before they get a spell off. Also, the leader of this one is level either 8 or 9, so I worry about that as well. Seventh Saga. I've heard of Seventh Saga, but I don't think I've ever seen it played. I've got so many RPGs that I would love to play on stream, but I keep, like, I slowly am working through them, but at the same time, I want to keep playing the ones that I like. Like, I have to play Breath of Fire 3 at least once a year. I gotta play Breath of Fire 1 at least once a year, you know? I rage quit Earthbound this year because I was under-leveled and I didn't want to grind because I was in a bad place at the point in time when I was playing it mentally. And it just made me so angry I set it down and didn't come back. But I don't know. I've actually got a poll up right now asking people what games they would like to see, like what RPGs they'd like to see played. And it's just 3 games that I plan to play next year. Because believe it or not, it's August, but we're almost at the end of the year in terms of like my schedule. So I'm going to play all 3 of them. It's just a matter of what order I'm going to play them in. But not even on that list is Paladin's Quest, which I've never seen played. I played 10 minutes of it to make sure it worked. Paladin's Quest. Robotrek, which seems kind of grind heavy, so I don't know if I'm going to stick with it or not. But I saw Waffle play a little bit of it after I suggested it. Oh, speaking of bullshit. We got away without losing HP, so now we got to get attacked by some more knights. And Star Ocean till the end of time. Well, I'm not gonna finish Last Hope on stream. It's. Y'all like to hate on my games a lot, and that's okay. It's part of the relationship, but I actually agree. Like, all of the stuff people were saying bad about Last Hope, I agree with all of it. And if I'm agreeing with you all about all the bad things in the game, then why are we playing it? You know? For 7th Saga? Okay. I'm broke as shit. Thank you, Jimmy. Are you talking about Star Ocean? Oh, yeah. Well, so those are 3 games that aren't even on the poll. Those are other things I want to play. God damn, can y'all ease up? Three random encounters in less than 2 minutes. I've got the games that I have on the poll are The Last Remnant, which I've beaten before, and it was actually one of the first RPGs I ever streamed, but I never beat it on stream because the game is like 100 hours long, and at the time I was new to streaming, and that just seemed so like unassailable. But now I've beaten Persona 5 Royal on stream. I can do anything. So I've got that one. I've also got Persona 3 Reload and Bahamut Lagoon. So I never beat Persona 3 back when it was on PS2, and I've never beaten Bahamut Lagoon. I've beaten Last Remnant on the 360, but never the PC version. Yeah. I'm just talking. Got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's done using the Winders Poll app. So if you're on your phone, it's like up in the top left corner. There's like a thing you can click that'll open it up, and then if you're on PC, it's in the like About Me section, or under the About Me section. Why, hello, sorcerer. Show him the log, which tells him why the people at Mesa don't want to join his criminal organization. So yeah, The Last Remnant, which is a Square Enix RPG that originally released for the 360 and was redone on the PC, and then was later redone for Switch and PS3, which is a weird mix of releases. That's a fun one that has a cool... The way it handles battles is cool. The game is mostly based around managing your party's morale in battle and like being strategic with what units you attack. It's not really a tactical RPG. It's a turn-based RPG, but instead of controlling single party members, you control groups of party members, and you give them very generic, like general commands based on what all the party members can do. So like, you can have like a balanced group that has like a fighter, a white mage, and a black mage. And every turn you can give that party an order. And the order could be like, attack with all you've got, or stay back and heal, or whatever. Like you can basically like fine tune the strategies that each unit can do based on your based on the moves they have available to them. But you end up, eventually you can have up to like 5 parties of 5 characters each, or 6 parties of 5 characters each. You have these massive battles where you're doing like pincer attacks and attacks from behind, and there's the morale bar really makes a big difference. Like getting attacked by multiple groups of enemies at once makes your morale go down. And it's actually got like a unique, I think a pretty unique and fun storyline for a Square Enix game. But I have that one on Steam, but unfortunately they delisted that one, so you got to play it. It's kind of hard to get a hold of now. I think you can get it on like GOG, but I want to say getting a key for it is kind of pricey. Bahamut Lagoon was a Japanese-only game released for the Super Famicom. It was a tactical RPG that looks very much like Final Fantasy VI. Like, I think they just took the whole art team from Final Fantasy VI and had them do Bahamut Lagoon. And you have, again, kind of like Last Remnant, you have groups of party members that you can you have like a single unit on the map, but it can actually be multiple characters, and depending on the makeup of your characters, they can have different abilities. So like having multiple mages makes your spells stronger and stuff like that. And you can do like distance attacks with some characters, or you can like move directly onto the enemy, and then you do like the Fire Emblem style combat where everybody gets a turn. So it's like turn-based Final Fantasy combat, but you only get one round and then it ends until the next turn. And you can also assign dragons to the different groups in your party, and the dragons are controlled by like very general AI, where you can say, stay close to me, attack the enemy, and the dragons just kind of run around. They're like guest units, and they just kind of do their thing, and you can power the dragons up by feeding them different items between battles to like level up their elemental affinities towards different things, and then they'll evolve and turn into new types of dragons. And it's a long TTRPG. Or not tabletop, a long tactical RPG. And then till the end of, what did I say? Last Remnant? Oh, Persona 3 Reload. It's Persona. Who doesn't like Persona? Those are the games. Anyway. Come up. Take this milk. Give back the milk. Waffle Dynasty, a lonely waffle raid. It's never a lonely waffle raid. I didn't know that you were streaming, Waffle. You should have told me. I'd have pulled you up. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you, Waffle. Well, thank you for coming to see me. How was, I assume you were playing Dragon Quest. Or Dragon Warrior, whichever it was. Did you level up yet? Well, I know you've been here all stream, but I didn't know you were live because you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me I'm going live, so I didn't know. Sir? I didn't tell you either? That's because you know when I stream, I have a schedule. That's the difference between you and I. I have a schedule. Well, I don't spend a lot of time playing on Discord when I'm streaming. I have a hard enough time keeping people in the chat without perusing the internet. I understand. But you know what? Things are going to get better because pretty soon Waffle Dynasty is going to have a brand new fancy computer that puts all other computers to shame. And while mining Bitcoin in the background, he's going to be able to play stuff like Elden Ring with me and Hagar. He's going to completely throw out all of his single-player RPGs, and he's now an exclusive collab streamer. Everybody wants to play with Waffle. First thing I'm going to do is invade you. Be like, did it work? Alright. Rings check. Alright. Hey, Hagar. Welcome in, buddy. Every single boss. You know there's like 120-something bosses in that game. I'm down for it. If you go on the Elden Ring wiki, they have a map that tells you all the bosses and where they are. That is a thing. Oh. He's just here to bribe. Ah, my fragile body. Oh. Over yonder. Over yonder. Oh, I know what the Hagar likes. Double temple points, man. Doesn't apply for bribes, though. That would be silly. I don't want to jinx anybody, but the guard is actually being really generous tonight. I'm pretty sure everybody that's bribed has gotten at least 500 temple points from the guard. I'm actually surprised that we don't see more of the everybody gets 50 points one. Because I set that one up to be like the most common result you could get, and it just doesn't pop up a lot. Oh yeah, there's a ton of people on. I didn't realize. I've been talking with Gazer about Rings of Power all night. I've been distracted. In a good way. Go chop. Oh, sorry, Reito. That's okay. You don't even have a team assigned yet. It's just you're just playing with Monopoly money at this point. So the way the temple stuff works, when you consult tomes for the first time, I will add you to a team based on which team has the most members or the fewest members. And consult tomes, everybody can do one. I had a hard time getting dragon stones, Hagar. I went through the treasure room like 7 times and didn't get a Dragonstone. But consulting your tomes is worth 200 temple influence, and everybody can do it once a day. Temple offerings, everybody can do it 3 times a day, but there's a 15-minute cooldown, so people compete for those, and they're also worth 250 points. And then at the end of the month, I take however many points you've earned for the whole month and divide by 250, and that's how many times I enter you in the raffle for free game keys and gift subs. Yeah, believe it or not, Hagar, at the hour and 20-minute mark, we already had 2 rings. And then, like I said, I've just kind of been goofing and just chatting and running around and wasn't really like trying to go fast. So, but, you know. The fastest I've ever beaten it is like 2.5 hours. So I'm not too far past that. I mean, normally 3 to 3.5 hours is my time. But you know what? If this game ran at 60 FPS, I bet I could beat it in 36 minutes. Yeah, no. I am confident that I am faster than 99% of the people on the planet at this game. And I will never beat the first place spot because I don't use the gate stones. I refuse to use the gates. So I'm never going to beat it in less than like 54 minutes or whatever, 58 minutes, whatever the record is. So, you know, I wanted to see how fast I could go. I did it in 2.5 hours. I was amazed. And, yeah. This is like one of the few games I don't feel like I have anything to prove. Gate stones. They have a mechanic in the game where you can... I'll show it to you. Once I get out of here, so they have a mechanic in the game where there are flip stones and gate stones. Flip stones will teleport you to the nearest set of gates. The gates look like Easter Island heads, and they're always in a ring. And when you stand inside that ring and use a gate stone, it teleports you to another gate ring somewhere else in the world, based on where you're standing in the ring. So every individual square inside the ring is keyed to another gate, and you can use those to zip around the planet very quickly and get to the places you need. Yeah, pretty much. But in all the, you know, the 30 years I've been playing this game, 35 years I've been playing this game, I have never used a gate. When I was very, very young, I got soft locked. Using a flipstone, it teleported me to a set of gates on an island, and I couldn't get off the island, and I had to restart my game. And ever since then, I'm just like, no, gates are bad. If you're playing on original hardware, there's also like a dev thing you can do where you can teleport anywhere you want on the map by using the second controller. If you plug in the Player 2 controller, you can like put your little cursor for your map on a spot you want to go to, and then you press like A and C at once on the second player controller, and you'll just teleport there. These guys are gonna kill me because I'm goofing off and they're healing each other. Look at that. Look at that silliness. I'll tell you what's weird is that I'm letting these guys kill me because I'm not paying attention. I need to bop these dudes and be done with it. I want to say that Nexus gets the next teammate. But once we get to the end of the year, we're gonna have a draft. I'm gonna let whoever was head priest the most months gets to be the leader, and we're gonna do a draft. The people can pick teammates. Void has won a couple of months. Void has won before. The problem is Vidoof and Philip aren't around anymore. Well, we kind of pantsed this one, guys. We really did just give them the win. All right, now I'm gonna once more with feeling. Let me see. I can tell you. I mean, you're right. Yeah, Nexus would be the next one. Yeah, Philip's got school and work now. Vidoof is nowhere to be seen. God damn. Are y'all really gonna do me like this? Really? 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 Fucking really? Hang on. Fair. Sometimes it helps to just refresh the screen. I feel like it's probably about as helpful as blowing in a Nintendo cartridge. But sometimes it feels like the enemy gets caught in a loop where like every time you start over, they're always doing the same stuff. And if you just like leave and come back, it'll kind of fix itself. Guys are... This fight and the fight on the next floor are probably the two worst fights in the game if you're only using 3 party members, just because, as you've seen, like, every one of them can cast that spell that, for whatever reason, it heals them way more than it does when you cast it. Like, it just gives them an insane amount of health back. And they can literally just, like, keep healing each other, and then their heals also restore their mana. So they can just keep going around in a circle casting like perfect on each other and stay at full health forever. And they just kind of like... They beat you because you ran out of mana, essentially. Which is crappy, but them's the breaks. God damn it. I knew he was going to do that. I knew he was going to block it. Thank you for the alert, Cosmic. Alright. Now for real. There you go. These guys block so much. The blockingest blockers ever did. Alright. So, not counting random encounters, we've only got 2 fights left, guys. Gals. Everything else. That's why I just say y'all. Alright. The outnumber is 2-1. Ish. Alright. Judo chop. Get like 4 of them right now. Bam! There you go. Bam! I wasn't confident I'd get 2 on the Mesmer, and if I cast Mesmer, I won't have enough mana to cast Master. He's gonna heal him, and that sucks, but... Next turn, I'm going to have Mortimer cast insane again, and it'll lock him. And then we can cast Master, and that'll get him down weak. So. Just got to keep as many of them from going on the first turn as possible. 3 of them are capable of casting Reaper. So. We prefer Master to Reaper in this fight because Master is unblockable. But Buck's Master spell is unblockable, and Reaper does bullets, so they can block. They can be blocked. And these undead necromancers always have like really high block chances. So it's better to just do that. So that one got loose. We're gonna cast. Yep, all 3 of them. Well, no, I think one of them got hit. So with the 3-man party like this, you kind of got to switch your strats around. And Buck and Mortimer's primary role is just to keep the enemy from doing anything, while Alexi casts Blaze every turn or whatever. There we go. And that is the final ring. Oh my god. So at this point, we're gonna go up and right. Yeah, we're gonna use a crap ton of resources either way. Let's do something different this time. Let's mix it up a little bit. We're gonna sail east. Once we get to Magicnia, we can jump on a dragon, just go straight north to Bandit Hole, get the Holy Seal, and then we can fly from there to we can fly from there to the Fount of Heaven. Hagar's talking about, I can't believe you haven't beat the game yet, sir. And he spent the whole first episode just getting your characters. That's an enemy. As soon as you see them turn around on you like that, you know it's an enemy. Or they're going one way and then they just do a 180 and turn around, come back towards you. Uh-oh. 250, that's respectable. Huzzah. You are. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 times on the speedrun.com board, unless somebody added one. But theoretically, you could just beat it again. And if you can beat it in a single sitting with a timer running, you'll be the 3rd fastest in the world. Just saying. Even though I know that's not the case. In the world. Yep. 3rd fastest out of the 7 people that have beaten it. See, I'm talking to you. See, Hagar, you like to get right up on them and be like,
"Can you please tell me about your quest?"
I'm talking to this guy. He's not even on the screen right now. He's way over there. You can talk for miles. You'll knock 30 minutes off your run time if you just start talking to people at distance. I think it's funny that I'm gonna beat the whole game with only 3 party members, and it took me about the same amount of time as it would to do like a full run. All right, Mesmer, lock him down. Oh. It's beautiful. Get that knight. Let's see the double. Ah, Conjurer still gets to move. That's about the best Mesmer ever, right there. So for this fight, the Sorcerer, the Knight, and the Enchanter are all capable of casting their Master spells, and Darius will almost always cast his Master spell. So... yeah, none of y'all get to do nothing. Get out of here. I assume the answer is yes, but just in case, Hagar, did you notice anything awry about my party? Have you noticed my party? And there it is. That's GG. 309.48. With a coffee break and plenty of time spent chatting about my #1 favorite game in the world with some of my #1 favorite people in the world, I think. I think y'all are all pretty cool. For the most part. Thank you for the on-screen celebration. I don't know if you did this on purpose or not, Hagar, but you know that like 50% of your emotes are based on characters or games that I don't like. Feel like it has to be mentioned. There it goes. Objectively speaking, I can say that Chrono Trigger is a well-made game. I did not play it for the first time until I was like 37. There were some things about it that I did not enjoy that made me enjoy the enjoyable parts less. Whenever I talk about Chrono Trigger, people get very upset and unfollow me. That's cool. See, that's cool that you own that, though. Like, that's a cool piece of like collectible nostalgia or whatever, you know, like that's cool. But I think that I'm not going to get into it. We're right at the end of the stream. You got to come back, catch me next time and ask me about Chrono Trigger, and I'll list the things I do and don't like about it. I will say, ever since I got my new desk, my monitor sits about this much higher than it used to, and it messes my neck up. Like, my neck never used to be so stiff as it is now after a stream. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I actually missed out on a chance to get like an OG, like a Japanese handbill for Chrono Trigger a couple of years ago when I started collecting them. There was one up for sale and I missed out on it, and I was kind of sad just because it's, I mean, it's, you know, cool, but no. One day I'll do like a just chatting or something one day when I'm doing like a dev stream. I'll bust out all my old Japanese, like the handbills for all my games, because I've got probably like 60 of them upstairs. I used to do like a show and tell thing, but it's too disruptive to the stream. I like to just play the games, you know. It's like, it's part of the reason I stopped doing like the workout stuff and that kind of thing, is because it's just like, it just breaks up the flow of the game. And then it's like, it's cool and all, it's fun, like I'm sure y'all enjoy it, watching me like do setups or whatever. But when I go back and put them on YouTube, it's like, I feel like it's probably lowers the production value. Nice. I had a sealed copy of the I had sealed copies of the entire original Dot Hack quadrilogy on PS2 at one point. It was the only sealed complete in-box games that I ever owned, just for like collectability, because I worked at GameStop at the time, and somebody came in and they wanted to trade their collection in for like, they wanted to trade all their games in. And for whatever reason, like they were trying to get like an Xbox 360 or a PS3, and they were going to trade all their stuff. And I was like, you realize that like if you trade in all 4 of these Dot Hack games, you're going to get like $17 in store credit. And I'm going to have to open them, and it's going to make them worthless. And they were like, well, I don't care. And I was like, well, can I just give you like $40 for them? And they were like, yeah, sure, okay. I had to sell them. I had to sell them years ago, Waffle. All right. I have the run of the world. All that I see is my responsibility. I had a period in my mid-20s where I was unemployed for like a year and a half, and I had to sell my entire video game collection and all of my like vintage player's guides and all that good stuff just to keep the lights on. It was a very depressing time. That's another reason why I do everything like ROMs and emulators and PC now, is because like it's just too painful to remember like my beautiful collection of games that I had. But I sold them on eBay for like $300 for the whole set. And this would have been back in like 2008, 2007. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. Let's just use up all of our food. Here's a gate ring. All right. Yippee-ki-yay, y'all. Whee! Where am I? I'm near Degania now. It's actually kind of convenient, because I wanted to come over here anyway. gonna run out of food and water just trying to get over here. Oh, I bet I don't have any flowers now, do I? I bet I sold them all. Oh, never mind. I'm good. I'm gonna go back and get the other 3 party members now that I've beaten the game, just for lulz. You, sir, are in the wrong part of town. So this is, so the archer is supposed to be the 3rd party member that you get in the game. I have gotten her 2nd before when I was doing the double date challenge run, which was Buck, Feather, Alexi, and Mortimer. I've also done quite a few runs where I didn't get her at all because not that great of a party member. But whatever. Pusher? The pusher now? Doesn't seem right. Magic seems to be OP. So there's actually no... Magic is the only thing you do, Rado. There's actually no equipment in this game. So even like the knight, when the knight stabs stuff, he's casting stab. Like there's no weapons, there's no armor. The only thing you buy for your characters is spells. But the reason everything's OP right now is because I should have been, the area that I was just in, I should have been there when I was level 2 and I'm level 9, so yeah. But the way the game just kind of works is that for the first half of the game, for the first half of your playthrough, everything can just stomp you. And there's not really a lot you can do about it. Like, you just get the shit kicked out of you. And then things change, and all of a sudden, you're the one doing the stomping. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Confuse is amazing. There's some spells that just don't work right, but then there's some spells like Confuse and Insane are, they are game-breaking spells. If you know where to get them, if you know where to go to buy them, because other than Magic Be Us, most of the spells in the game you can only buy them in one town, so you gotta like kind of know which ones are kept where. But yeah, it's wildly unbalanced. Like, they've got buff spells that nobody uses. The trick is that the enemy can do all the stuff to you too. So like I was saying, like that the fight in the Ring of Perfection chamber, I've actually had that sorcerer hit me with Mesmer and lock down 3 of my party members, and then the following round he did it again and locked the other 3, and nobody could attack for 3 rounds. So that's the one thing I will say, is that even though some of the stuff is really busted, the game does hew towards like immediate overwhelming force at all times, or you will lose, you know? Pirates. Hagar, you'll be interested to know this is only like the second time I've seen pirates this entire playthrough. But I damn sure ran into those tax collectors 6 times. Hagar had killed like 19 sets of pirates by the time he finished his stream last Friday. I never saw so many pirate attacks. Yeah. Oh, I have enough of them after the first time they show up. Those guys suck. You going to sleep, Calrea? Is that your way of saying goodnight? Okay. Well, I'm technically done with the run. I was giving Hagar and others time to get their points in. Yeah. Know me. And going back to a familiar place. So it's funny, Hagar was talking about me killing everyone or destroying everyone. And that's actually like the last challenge run, the great challenge run. The run to end all runs. I'm gonna do someday there will be a run of Rings of Power where I beat the entire game, and then I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna kill every single person on the planet. And I feel dirty just saying it, but it's called the World of Void Challenge Run. And the whole point of the game is I just wanna see if it's possible to kill every single townsperson in the entire game. And that will also give me the opportunity to go into every single house in the game, because most of the buildings in the game I've never gone into. Ever. Like, unless you need to go into a house, I never go into a house. So like, I don't know, there could be all kinds of secrets lurking in this game that I don't know about, you know? But all right, y'all. And that was Rings of Power. What's that emote? Yeah, chaos. There's a lot of little interesting little quirks and hidden things in this game. Like, for instance, if you that I still learn new things about this game almost every time I play it. But like, if you are riding a dino, which is a vehicle, and you run out of food and water, the dino will buck you off and it will try to walk away. And if you chase the dino and then like interact with it as though you're trying to mount the dinosaur again, instead of mounting the dino, it will zoom in on the square you're standing on, and there will be a pair of vehicle masters there. So it's like, and they don't talk to you, but it's just a weird thing that the game does where it like has to give them like somebody to ride the dino. So they programmed it in. It's like you weren't feeding your dinosaur, so like the vehicle master came and took it away from you, and they're like trying to take it home or whatever. It's just such a weird little quirky thing. Or like taverns with the doors underwater that they use as like towers at the entrance of some of the like ports and stuff. So like there's technically like underwater taverns and things like that. There's all sorts of little weird, quirky stuff in this game. This has been fun. I've played this game quite a few times over the years, and I've really got to talk about it a lot tonight. And I appreciate you all for listening, interacting. Thank you, Waffle, for the raid. Thank you, Hagar, for the giant trash emote. Trash emote by any other name is still trash. But yeah, this is fun. We're gonna come back on Friday. We're gonna do more Moonlighter. I've ran the first 2 dungeons a few more times, and I got like, I don't know, I've probably made like 500,000 gold. I've upgraded the shop as much as I can. I've upgraded my gear as much as I can, but I haven't like advanced the story any. So I have a feeling we're gonna beat the game on Friday. Probably not gonna do the Wanderer Dungeon DLC. I think I'm just gonna call it after the credits roll for the first time. And then on Saturday we're supposed to do Halo 3 Legendary Co-op. I know Tech's down. Might or might not see Hagar there. If not, that's cool. I understand why. And don't, I'm not. I totally get it. Possibly Charles VZ as well, if we can actually get him into the Discord to talk to us. But it's going to be a fun time. And then we got new stuff starting next week. Anyway, see who we can raid. Cleveland Tom is doing his thing. Tech is running Zelda 2, and he just started a run. I don't know who this person is. Yeah. I gotta go vote up this Odomedius Excelente, and we're gonna raid Tech. No worries, Hagar. No worries. No worries. Thank you all for being here. Really and truly, I do appreciate it. Thank you for all of the everything you have done for me, and I hope to see you all again soon. I'm gonna start the raid. We're gonna hang out for a bit. Still have a good time. Like I said, I'll be back Friday. Hope to see you there. But if I don't, then as always, until next time, stay healthy and stay safe out there, y'all. Later.